So this is a story about internet fame, right? But it's also about a really strange disappearance and a comeback that basically split the internet in two. We're diving into the complex, pretty controversial, and maybe, just maybe, cautionary tale of Lil Tay.
You probably remember her from a few years back, this 9-year-old kid who just exploded onto the scene with a persona so wild, so outrageous, you just couldn't look away. Yep, that was Lil Tay. And believe me, that was only the beginning. For years, she was just gone. Most of us probably figured she was another victim of that internet machine, chewed up and spit out. But she wasn't gone. Turns out, she was just waiting. And her comeback? Well, it brings up a massive question that we really need to unpack.
So to really get what's happening right now, we've got to rewind. Let's jump back to 2018 and take a look at how exactly a 9-year-old became one of the most talked about and controversial people online.
Her whole playbook for going viral was this crazy spectacle of, well, excess. The persona was built on things that just felt off. You had these giant stacks of cash, luxury cars she clearly didn't own, and all this super adult language coming from a little kid. It was all built to shock people, and wow, did it work. Until one day, she just vanished, gone, leaving everyone with a million questions. So, years go by, nothing. And then, bam, the silence is broken. She's back. But this time, the goal wasn't just to flex wealth, it was to make a ton of it, in a way that almost nobody saw coming. Now she's 16 years old, and she announces her next big move. And it was a move that was perfectly calculated for maximum shock value, using a platform that's notorious for one thing in particular. That's right, she announced she was joining OnlyFans. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, it's a platform where creators sell subscriptions for their content, and yeah, it's become pretty much synonymous with the adult entertainment world. And the result of this big announcement? Well, reports started flying that she made over $1 million in just the first few hours. So this wasn't just a controversial decision. It was a massive, explosive financial success. It proved her brand was more bankable than ever. The reaction online was, as you can imagine, immediate and completely overwhelming. Social media feeds just instantly turned into a war zone, with two very clear and very, very passionate sides forming. And this is really where the debate gets heated. On one side, you had people cheering her on, saying, yes, she beat the system, arguing she was finally taking control of her own narrative and cashing in. But on the other side, people were horrified. They saw this as the tragic, predictable end to a childhood that was exploited from day one. All of this reaction, of course, leads us to a much deeper and, frankly, a more uncomfortable conversation. It pushes us past just talking about what happened and forces us to ask, why? Who's actually responsible for all this? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? It just hangs over her entire story. When a kid's journey through fame takes a turn like this, where does the accountability really fall? You could point to her parents, right? They faced accusations of exploitation from the very beginning. Or what about the industry? The media, the tech platforms that just amplified the controversy for clicks and ad money? But there's a third party here. Us, the audience. Every click, every share, every shocked comment, we all helped fuel the fire. When you really boil it down, her story is a pretty stark cautionary tale for the age we live in. This is what can happen when a person's internet fame grows way, way faster than their actual childhood. It kind of reframes the whole thing, suggesting that in today's influencer culture, innocence isn't just something that's lost along the way, it's a commodity. It's something that gets sold. So that leaves us wrestling with this one last question. Was this Lil Tay's ultimate act of revenge, her way of brilliantly playing the game better than anyone else? Or is it just the last sad chapter in a dark playbook that was written by the internet itself? Because you have to wonder, maybe in the end,
The youngest flexer's greatest performance wasn't about the money or the cars at all. Maybe it was about proving she could outplay the entire system that made her famous in the first place. Maybe she flexed on all of us.